Hey guys, Penny here from Monaco Nail Academy, and welcome back to another Salon Snippet mini-sode, the mini episodes we do between each full episode of our Salon Success podcast. And I am here with Pat and with Jade, and this week's question is, what are your tips for avoiding burnout in the beauty industry?
That's a good question. Jake, do you want to go first?
You've got a juicy answer too, Pat.
What? Quit my job and start over?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm the worst person ever for burnout. I know how to avoid it, but I still end up burning myself out. But I think at the end of the day, you've just got to realize you're the business, you need to take self-care for yourself, whether that's blocking some time out during the day to go sit outside and just take a breather, or doing a self-care weekend, or just learning how to switch off at the end of the day, I feel is the most important thing to avoid burning out, and just making sure you're scheduling that time in and sticking to it instead of being I need to work,
Sticking to it's the hardest part.
Yes. Yeah. And I think for me, I'm a visual person, so I literally have to block out in my calendar so I follow it. Otherwise, if I just say, I'm going to take a break, I won't. I need to actually sit and do it.
Oh, okay, my turn. So you need to, this is just a reminder that you need to look after yourself and try and prevent burnout, because once you're burnt out, even if you get yourself out of the burnout, there's a high chance you'll get burnt out again because you've already experienced burnout. And it can, I think the research says it can take up to 3-4 years for you to fully recover from a burnout episode. So do everything in your power to prevent yourself from getting into burnout. Otherwise, you could end up like me and crash and burn out of your high flying, high paying corporate job and just be like, peace out, suckers, which honestly is not too bad because I am pretty happy to not be in my corporate job anymore. So do what you will. But if you want to stay in the beauty industry, then try and avoid that. So what I try and do and focus on is um according to this wellness model that's based off Maori Tanga, it's called Te Whare Tapafa, or the four sides, kind of thinking about the four sides of a house. So thinking about your tinana, your physical body, thinking about your whānau, your family and just your relationships, making sure you're feeding that cup, as well as thinking about your hinengaro, or your mind and your emotions. So doing things like journaling, making sure that you're doing affirmations, maybe making time for other things that make you feel good, I don't know, having a hot bath. I'm always a sucker for a hot bath. Bubble baths are my thing. And then the last part is wairua, or spirit. So it might be as simple for you as just being out in nature and just being I am one with the universe. Or if you're I don't know, you go to church, no shade, go to church, because that might be what feeds your spirit. But for me, something that feeds my spirit, really, really good ice cream. Oh my God, spiritual experience. If I have a really good artisanal gelato, just you can bury me. I'm happy. So those are I'm like, what? But yeah, those are four things I'm thinking about when I'm trying to stop burnout. Thinking about your body, thinking about your relationships. Again, emotion, spirit. Yeah. Yeah, that's my well-rounded answer. Don't burn out or suffer the consequences. Done, done, done.
I love that. Hopefully you guys got a couple of tips from that. Tell us in the comments below what you would do to avoid burnout in the beauty industry, and we'll see you next week with our next full episode.